Hello, you're welcome to Master T Math class. Here in this class, I want to look at this topic, which is sort. Now let's look at some interesting problem under sort on rationalization of sort. Number one, we have to evaluate 1 over 1 minus 2 root 3. And whenever we have something like this is a sort that we need to rationalize. So here we multiply and divide by the conjugate sort of the denominator. That is, here we have the denominator as 1 minus 2 root 3. So here the conjugate will just be 1 plus 2 root 3. So what changes here is just the sign. To multiply the numerator and denominator by this conjugate, and this becomes 1 times 1 plus 2 root 3, then divided by, also multiply this by the same conjugate. So we have 1 minus 2 root 3 multiplied by the conjugate here, that's still 1 plus 2 root 3. Then when we solve this further here, and 1 multiply this, it will still be the same thing as 1 plus 2 root 3, then divided by, here, this follows when we have difference of two squares. That is, whenever we have a minus b into bracket, open bracket, a plus b, this is the same thing as a square minus b square, which implies here a is 1 and b is 2 root 3. And we can say 1 square minus 2 root 3 all square. Okay, the next step here we have this becomes, here we still have 1 plus 2 root 3, then divided by, here 1 square is still 1 minus, this square affects 2 and we affect root 3, and 2 square, that's 4, 10 times root 3 square, that's 3. That is, here we have 1 plus 2 root 3 divided by, here we have 1 minus 4 times 3, that's 12. Then this now becomes 1 plus 2 root 3 divided by 1 minus 12, that's minus 11. That is, if we like, we can separate this into two fractions. And here we have 1 over minus 11, then plus 2 root 3 over minus 11. Then here 1 over minus 11 is still minus 11. Then we have plus over minus, here is minus. Sorry, that's 1 over minus 11 is minus. We can put it as minus 1 over 11 rather. So here we have minus, because plus over minus is minus. We have minus 2 root 3 over 11. So therefore, here we have this sort here has been rationalized to this. Okay. Then, okay. Thank you for connecting here live at Master T Math class. You are watching us live. So do it to share this video, subscribe, and also give your thumbs up and put your comments. Now, let's look at another one. Also interesting one here. That is, we have number 2 now. This we have 2 divided by root 2 plus root 5. Then we rationalize this sort as well, and we multiply and divide. That is multiplying the numerator and denominator by the conjugate surd of the denominator. And the conjugate surd here is root 2 minus root 5. So when we say conjugate, it's only the sign that will change there. So multiply 2 by the conjugate, and multiply also this by the conjugate. So this becomes 2 times root 2 minus root 5. Then divided by, multiply this as well. So we have root 2 plus root 5 times also root 2 minus root 5. Then here we can solve further. And here, when we simplify this now, this becomes 2 multiplying this. We might still leave it since 2 is just a constant there. We have 2 into bracket root 2 minus root 5 up here, then divided by, these are conjugate surd here. Whenever we have conjugate surd, it follows from difference of 2 square. When we have a plus b into brackets, open bracket, a minus b. This can be written as a square minus b square. Then here, a is now root 2. So we have root 2 square minus b is root 5. That's root 5 square. Then this now becomes 2 into bracket root 2 minus root 5 up here. Then divided by root 2 square here. Square cancel square root. So we have 2 minus. Also square cancel square root, we have 5. That is, this now becomes 2 into bracket root 2 minus root 5. Then divided by 2 minus 5 is minus 3. Okay, and if we like, we can still write our answer anyhow we want it to be, and say that's minus 2 over 3 into brackets root 2 minus root 5. So here we have the simplified form of this particular surd. So we have already rationalized this surd. Okay, now let's look at another one here. That is the third question here in this live class. So we call this as number 3 here. Then this is actually a simple one. So we have 1 divided by 1 plus root 2. Look at this. We rationalize this. And here, the conjugate surd here is 1 minus root 2. So use it to multiply the numerator and also the denominator. And this becomes 1 times 1 minus root 2. That's the conjugate. Then over, also we have 1 plus root 2 multiplying by the conjugate, which is 1 minus root 2. Then when we solve further here, 1 multiplying this is still same thing as 1 minus root 2. Then divided by, these are conjugate surd. And as we know that it follows when we have a plus b into brackets, open brackets, a minus b, which is a square minus b square. That is here, a is 1, so we have 1 square minus b is root 2, that's root 2 square. So that this becomes 1 minus root 2 over 1 square is 1 minus Root 2 square, square cancel square root, we have 2, which is, now we have 1 minus root 2 over 1 minus 2, that's minus 1. Then, when we separate this into two fractions, you can write it as 1 over minus 1 minus root 2 over minus 1. 1 over minus 1 is still minus 1. Then, minus over minus is plus. Then root 2 over 1, that's root 2. So we have minus 1 plus root 2, and we can rearrange and write root 2 first, and we say root 2 minus 1. So here we have this surd now, which has been, this surd now has been rationalized. Okay? So you are watching us live here as Master T Math Class, which I believe you are enjoying this class. So share this video, give a thumbs up, put your comments, subscribe, and also add your comment and everything. Thank you. Now, let's look at another one, which will be number 4 from here. Then, let's look at this also, very simple one. We have 1 over 3 minus root 2. Now, when we rationalize this as well, the conjugate surd here is just 3 plus root 2. And use this conjugate surd here to multiply numerator and denominator. Then here, this now becomes 1 multiplied by 3 plus root 2, then divided by, also this multiply the conjugate. So we have 3 minus root 2 times 3 plus root 2. Okay? Then, next step here, we multiply. 1 multiplying this will still give us 3 plus root 2. Then divided by this also, these are conjugate surd. Okay? So let's just write it here and circle. So when we have a minus b times a plus b, this just a square minus b square. So let's put this a now so that we still need it. Okay? And here a now is 3. So that we can just say that 3 square minus b is root 2. So root 2 square now. And this now becomes 3 plus root 2 divided by 3 square, 3 times 3, that's just 9 minus. Here, square cancel square roots, we have 2. That this here we have 3 plus root 2 over 9 minus 2, 7. So if we want to write it again in another form, we can say that this we have 3 over 7 plus root 2 over 7, which is actually same thing as 3 over 7 plus 1 over 7 times root 2. Now, why this? Sometimes an examiner may say, put your answer in the form a plus b root 2, where a and b are integer. Okay? So that is why when we compare this, we can just say a is 3 over 7 and b is 1 over 7. So that is that. We have already changed and rationalized this surd now, and the result gives us this. Okay? Let's look at another one here. We'll call this number 5. Call this number 5. That is, let's consider this as number 5. We have 1 plus root 3 over 1 minus root 3. Yeah, when we rationalize this, we multiply also the numerator and denominator here by the conjugate surd of the denominator. And the conjugate of 1 minus root 3 is simply 1 plus root 3. So this is the conjugate of the denominator. And we use this to multiply the numerator and denominator. That is, here we have 1 plus root 3 multiplied by the conjugate, which is 1 plus root 3, then divided by, also here, multiply this by the conjugate. So we have 1 minus root 3 multiplied by also 1 plus root 3. Then, look at what we have here now. It simply follows when we have same thing multiplying, like when we have a times a, this is simply a square. And what we have here, same thing multiplying, we can write it as 1 plus root 3 all squared divided by, this also our conjugate surd on what we have been using, that is a minus b multiplied by a plus b. That's same thing as a squared minus b squared. That is, from there, here a is 1. We have 1 square, then minus. B is root 3, we have root 3 square. Then when we solve this further, the expansion up here follows when we have a plus b all square. And here, this same thing as a square plus b square plus 2 times a times b. Similarly, here we can write it as 1 square plus root 3 square plus 2 times 1 times root 3 over 1 square is 1. Then minus root 3 square. Square cancel square root, that's 3. So that here we have 1 square, that's 1. Then plus also, this cancel each other, we have 3. Then plus 2 times 1 times root 3, that's still 2 root 3. Then over 1 minus 3, that's minus 2. That is here. What we have now give us 1 plus 3, that's 4. Then plus 2 root 3 over minus 2. Now we can also separate this now into two fractions. And we have 4 over minus 2 plus 2 root 3 over minus 2. And this now, 4 over minus 2 here give us minus 2. Then here we have plus over minus. Plus over minus is minus. And of course, 2 here cancelled each other. And we have root 3. So that what we have now is minus 2 minus root 3. Now, we have already rationalized this surd now. And the result gave us minus 2 minus root 3. Okay? So, let's look at another one here, which is also an interesting question on such. We call this here the number 6. And let's have the question number 6. What we have there, that's 3 minus 2 root 2 divided by 3 plus 2 root 2. Now let's solve this. When we rationalize, multiply the numerator and denominator by the conjugate of the denominator here. So that here this becomes 3 minus 2 root 2. Then multiply by the conjugate of this is 3 minus 2 root 2. Then divide by, also multiply this by the same conjugate. So we have 3 plus 2 root 2 multiply by 3 minus 2 root 2. Okay? Then, next step, same thing multiplying up here. We can simply write it as 3 minus 2 root 2 all square. So when same thing multiplying, a times a is a square, x times x is x square, and so on. So that's why we have this. Then divide by, these are conjugate sort as well. A plus b times a minus b is something as a square minus b square. This is very important in mathematics. This is called difference of two squares. So we can apply that here. That this a here is 3. And this now gives us 3 square minus b here is 2 root 2. So we have 2 root 2 all square. Okay? Then we can simplify this as well. Up here, the expansion just follows when we have a minus b all square. This here, we can write this as a square plus b square minus 2ab. Then, similarly, up here, we can say this is 3 square plus 2 root 2 all square. Then, minus 2 times 3 times 2 root 2. That's minus 2ab. And here we have 2ab. A is 3, b is 2 root 2. So divided by 3 square here, that's 9. Then minus, now up here, from here, the square here affects 2 and root 2. So 2 square, that's 4. Then times root 2 square, that's of course 2. Okay? Now, this now becomes 3 square, that's 9. Then plus, this also becomes 4 times 2, that's simply 8. Then minus 2 times 3 times 2, 2 times 3 is 6. 6 times 2, 12. That's 12 root 2. Then over here we have 9 minus 8. Okay? So that here you have 9 plus 8 give us 17. Then minus 12 root 2 over 9 minus 1. Sorry, 9 minus 8, that's simply 1. Okay? So that here this becomes simply 17 minus 12 root 2. So here we have the simplified form of this given sort. That is, we have already rationalized this sort, and we have this. So when we compare this with 8 plus b root 2, it implies that the integer a here stands for 17 and b stands for minus 12. So that is that for the number 6 question. You are live here at Master T Math Class. So why not join this channel? Subscribe. Don't miss out on our videos. In this channel, we upload videos daily on mathematics, and we also go live once in a while. So put your comments and share this video and also like it. Now, let's look at another one here, which is going to be number 7 now. So it's going to be our number 7 question from this class. That is, here now we have let's look at this actually a very simple one. That is, we have 1 divided by root 3 plus 1. 1 divided by root 3 plus 1. When we rationalize this now, we multiply the numerator and the denominator by the conjugate surd here. And the conjugate surd of this is just root 3 minus 1. So use this to multiply 1 and root 3 plus 1. So here this becomes 1 times root 3 minus 1, then divided by, also we have root 3 plus 1 times root 3 minus 1. Okay? Then we can solve further here now, and we expand. And when 1 multiply this, it will still be same thing as root 3 minus 1, then divided by, these are conjugate surd, and whenever we multiply conjugate surd, it's just following difference of 2 square. Whenever we have a plus b into brackets, open brackets, a minus b, this will give us a square minus b square. So that is why here a is standing as root 3, so we have root 3 square minus 1 as b, that's 1 square. So that is, this now becomes root 3 minus 1 up here, then over here, root 3 square, square cancel square root, we have 3, then minus 1 square is 1. And next step here, we then have root 3 minus 1 over 3 minus 1 is 2. And when we separate this into 2 fractions, we have root 3 over 2 minus 1 over 2. So we can decide to leave our answer this way, which is also 1 over 2 root 3 minus 1 over 2. Or someone might decide to say you have 1 over 2 into bracket root 3 minus 1. So well, it's actually welcome. You are watching us live at Master Tima's class. So here we solve maths daily. So we're still going to look at another one here. So stay tuned, share this video and subscribe. Put your comments, okay? So let's look at number 8 in this particular solved problem. And this one also is actually an interesting one. So let's look at this as number 8. We have root 2 divided by 2 root 2 minus 3. Okay, let's look at this now. We also rationalize, okay? So if you have been following from the beginning, this should be easier now for you to solve. So you can just lay your eyes on it. You drop your answer in the comments, and I will check through the comment section now to see that you are really following us. Okay? So, all right. Now, okay, someone is already solving that. That's good. Here we have 2 root 2 minus 3. That's the denominator, right? Conjugate of the denominator is 2 root 2 plus 3. And this conjugate now is what we need to multiply the numerator and denominator. That's the step. That's the first step. So that this will now be root 2 times the conjugate, which is 2 root 2 plus 3. Then use same thing to multiply this. And we have 2 root 2 minus 3 times 2 root 2 plus 3. That's the first line. Okay. Then next step now, we now expand. And when we expand here, root 2 can open this bracket, of course. That's also a surd. So root 2 times 2 root 2, that will give us 4. How is it 4? We can say root 2 times root 2, root 2 times root 2 will give us 2. So whatever root multiplying and they have the same number, so it will give us that number. Like also root 3 times root 3 will give us 3. Generally, root a times root a will give us a. So that's why root 2 times root 2 here give us 2, and 2 times 2 that give us 4. Then plus 2 root 2 times 3, that's root 3 root 2. Then divided by, these are also conjugate stored here. Similarly, whenever we have a minus b times a plus b, the first one might be plus and second one minus, so it doesn't mean the arrangement is not really matter here. So something like this gives us a square minus b square. And when we consider here, a is now 2 root 2, so we can say 2 root 2 all square minus b is 3. So we now say 3 square. And this now becomes 4 plus 3 root 2 over this square will affect each of the number here. 2 square is 4. Then times root 2 square, that's 2. Then minus here 3 square, that's 9. Then here we have 4 plus 3 root 2 over 4 times 2 here, that's 8 minus 9. Then here we have 4 plus 3 root 2 over 8 minus 9. That gives us minus 1. Then we can as well write our answer and put it in two fractions, separate it. So we have 4 over minus 1, then plus 3 root 2 over minus 1. So that is that about that. Okay. So that's what we have. And 4 over minus 1 is same thing as minus 4. Then here now, plus over minus is minus. And 3 over 1 is 3. So we have 3 root 2. Okay, so we have this now as a simplified form of this particular solved problem. That is what we have for this particular number 7 question. So stay tuned and watch this video to the end. Share this video and God bless you for sharing. So now let's look at another one in this particular class, and that will be number 8. Okay, so we have number 8 question here. So let's look at this. It's also an interesting one here. 5 over 3 root 5 divided by, okay, 5 over 3 root 5 minus 2 root 2. Let's rationalize this. Then multiply and divide by the conjugate of the denominator. So the conjugate of denominator here, we have 3 root 5 plus 2 root 2. So this is a conjugate surd. So use this to multiply the numerator and denominator. And therefore, this becomes 5 times 3 root 5 plus 2 root 2. Then divided by, multiply this by the conjugate as well. So we have 3 root 5 minus 2 root 2 times also 3 root 5 plus 2 root 2. Okay? Then, when we solve further, this here, we might just leave it like that, or 5 open this bracket. So 5 times 3, that's 15. So this gives us 15 root 5 plus 5 times 2, yeah, that's 10. So we have 10 root 2. Then divided by, these are conjugates. And it follows when we have a minus b times a plus b. So this is actually a square minus b square. And when you look at this here, a is 3 root 5. So we have 3 root 5 all square minus b is 2 root 2. That's 2 root 2 all square. So this is a method here. And up here we still have 15 root 5 plus 10 root 2 divided by, the square here will affect 3. And 3 square, that's 9 times. It will affect root 5. Root 5 square is 5. Then minus. Also here, 2 square affect 2. 2 square, that's 4 times. Root 2 also, root 2 square, that's 2. And this now becomes 15 root 15 root 5 here plus 10 root 2 divided by 9 times 5 is 45. Then minus 4 times 2, that's 8. Okay, so here becomes 15 root 5 plus 10 root 2 over 45 minus 8. That will give us 37, right? 37 there. Okay, thank you for watching. We appreciate you for sharing, for your comment, and for your like. So you are watching us live at Master Tima class. Thank you. So here we have 15 root 5 over 37. When we separate this, plus 10 root 2 over 37. All right. So that is what we have for this particular sort that has been rationalized. Has been rationalized. This has been rationalized. So let's look at another one, another interesting sort problem. So we rationalize this as well. So we call this number 9. And for this particular number 9, let's consider this. It's actually very easy. So we have 1 over 15 root 5 minus root 7. So when we rationalize this here we have 1 times the conjugate, so there, that's 15 root 5 plus root 7. So multiply this as well by the conjugate. That is, we have 15 root 5 minus root 7 multiply by also 15 root 5 plus root 7. Okay? Then, when one multiply this, we still have 15 root 5 plus root 7. Then divide by, these are conjugate sort as well. And whenever we have that, it follows A minus B times A plus B, which is same thing as A squared minus B squared, which implies A is 15 root 5. 15 root 5 all square, that's A, then minus root 7 square, that's B. Okay? So up here we still have 15 root 5 plus root 7. Then divided by, this square will affect 15, and 15 square 225. Then times root 5 square, that's 5. Okay? Then minus root 7 square, that's 7. Then next step here, we still have same thing up, and that is 15 root 5 plus root 7 over 225 times 5. That will give us 1125, then minus 7. This is equals to, also hope we have same thing as 15 root 5 plus root 7, then divided by 1125 minus 7. That gives us 1118. Then we can also split this, and we have 15 root 5 over 1118 plus root 7 over also 1118. Okay? And if there is anything that can divide this, why not? And reduce this. But it seems that's what we can have. So we have 15 over 1118 with 5, then plus 1 over 1118 root 7. So this is what we have for that particular sort, which we have rationalized already. Okay? So thank you for watching us so far here at Master Team at Lab. Now let's solve this as well as number 10. Number 10 here, we have 7 divided by 10 root 2 minus 2 root 3. Then this now, when we rationalize, the conjugate sort is 10 root 2 plus 2 root 3. Use this now to multiply the numerator and denominator. Okay? So that here we have 7 times 10 root 2 plus 2 root 3, then divided by, also here, this becomes 10 root 2 minus 2 root 3 multiplied by the conjugate, which is also 10 root 2 plus 2 root 3. Okay. Then Next here, 7 can multiply here. So 7 times 10, that's 70 root 2 plus 7 times 2, that's 14 root 3. Then divided by the conjugate sort here. It's also same thing when we have a minus b into brackets, open brackets, a plus b, which we can write as a squared minus b squared. Okay? So therefore, a is 10 root 2, so we can say 10 root 2 whole square minus, here we have 2 root 3 all square. And that is why here we still have 70 root 2 plus 14 root 3 here, then divided by, when we square this, 10 square, that's 100. Because 2 here we affect, the power of 2 here will affect 10 and root 2. So 10 square give us 100 times root 2 square, that's 2. Then minus, also 2 square here affect 2. 2 square, that's 4. Times root 3 square, that's 3. So here we now have 70 root 2 plus 14 root 3 divided by 100 times 2, that's 200, minus 4 times 3, 12. Okay, that is, here we have 70 root 2 plus 14 root 3 divided by 200 minus 12. That 188. Am I right? 188. And when we write this now, this becomes 70 root 2 over 188 plus 14 root 3 over also 188. If anything goes here, can divide, and we have to the simplest form, so that we can say 2 goes, and we say 2 in 70, that's 35 root 2 over 2 in 188, that's 94. Then plus also 2 in 14, that's 7. Then root 3, which is divided by also 94. So that's what we have for that. That is, if we like, we can still separate this as 35 over 94 root 2 plus 7 over 94 root 3. So that's what we have for that. And thank you for joining us here at Master Tima's class, in our live class. We appreciate you for connecting. Share this video, give a thumbs up, and also subscribe. And thank you. See you in our next class. And bye for now.